In the words of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, what is not started today is never finished tomorrow. The beautiful thing about dreams is that every individual's dreams are valid, regardless of where they come from. However, dreams will remain dreams until plans to actualize them are made. Over the years, we have seen various dreams that seemed impossible become reality, like JFK's dream of landing on the moon. Now, another influential man, Elon Musk, has a new dream. The dream of building a colony on Mars. And with every passing day, his dream gets one step closer to actualization. In today's episode, we will be discussing Elon Musk's plans for Mars. Who is the man behind the dream? Elon Musk is a man whom many have described as eccentric, is an American business magnate, industrial designer, engineer and philanthropist. He is the CEO and product architect of Tesla Incorporated. He founded The Boring Company and co-founded Neuralinks and OpenAI, with a net worth of $93.3 billion US. Elon is the fifth richest person in the world. One of the perks of having a lot of money is that it's a tad bit easier to make your dreams a reality because you have the funds to lay the groundwork. In order to lay the groundwork for his dream of making humans a multi-planetary species, Elon founded SpaceX, an American aerospace manufacturer and space transportation service company. Today, he is the CEO and Chief Technology Officer of the company. What exactly is the dream? In 2001, Musk conceived the idea for a project he called the Mars Oasis. The project aimed to transport a miniature experimental greenhouse containing seeds enclosed in a dehydrated nutrient gel to Mars in order to germinate plants on Martian soil. The project would not only set a new record for the furthest that life had been at the time, it was supposed to stir public interest and rekindle America's interest in human space exploration. During this project, Musk discovered that the hardest part about going to Mars was, well, actually getting to Mars. The Mars Oasis project taught Elon that the cost and technology constraints were the main hindrance to mankind's interplanetary travel plans, and not a lack of interest or zeal. Many believe that this discovery played an essential part in his decision to start SpaceX in an attempt to lower the cost of transportation to space. Ultimately, the goal of SpaceX and Elon Musk is to colonize Mars, making it an independent settlement, and eventually make the human race multiplanetary. Every day it seems like Elon is getting closer to achieving his dream. Or is he? Mars, a planet that is an average distance of 140 million miles away, was selected as the site for Elon's colony because Mars is one of Earth's closest habitable neighbours. It boasts decent sunlight, and despite being a little cold, it can be warmed up. Its atmosphere primarily consists of CO2, with some nitrogen and argon, and with a few other trace elements, which means by compressing the atmosphere, we can successfully grow plants on Mars. Gravity on Mars is about 38% of that on Earth, so you would be able to lift weighty things. Pretty cool, right? We know. Furthermore, the Mars day is remarkably similar to that of Earth. So the dream is Mars colonization. What plans he is putting in place to achieve this, and how feasible is it anyway? Before we discuss the feasibility, let's discuss the plans. SpaceX and Elon Musk are well aware that the Mars colony cannot be built instantly. Slow and steady is the only way to win this race, so the SpaceX Mars program has to be carefully laid out. It includes entirely reusable launch vehicles, human-related spacecraft, on-orbit propellant tankers, rapid turnaround landing mounts and domestic production of rocket fuel on Mars using the In Situ Resource Utilization (ISRU). The game plan is to conduct various test flights, taking one step at a time, and if things go smoothly, proceeding to uncrewed missions that will deliver materials and supplies to Mars before the first crewed mission. Part of the supplies will be items necessary for the Pioneer colonists to set up a base camp on arrival. The Pioneer colonists, a small group of science experts, will spend 9 months exploring Mars, and they are expected to land in a region of the planet with water. From previous research, we know for a fact that there is water on Mars. After the 9 months elapses, the colonists will return to Earth, where they will be observed and tested as a way to determine if Mars is truly habitable or not. Simply put, if they return safely with no complications, then we know it's safe, and we can start all packing our bags to relocate. However, if there are any complications, well, mission aborted. So far, all tests and scientific research prove that Mars is habitable. But who knows? NASA and SpaceX might have missed something. In various interviews between 2011 and 2018, Elon Musk made it clear that by mid-2020s, he would have reached a significant milestone in his space colonization journey. He would successfully land the Pioneer colonists on Mars. All journeys begin with a step, and SpaceX's first step is to significantly reduce space transportation costs. Like we stated earlier, one of the major impediments to Mars colonization is getting there at all. Elon Musk believes that he can create an affordable transport system to Mars. Other individuals and companies will key into his dream. The estimated $10 billion that SpaceX is expending on preparation for the first Mars launch will be worth it. The first crewed mission was scheduled to take place in 2024. There have been a few changes in that schedule, but if you take Elon's word for it, the first crewed mission will take place in this decade, and the colony will be up and running with 1 million Martians by 2050. How does Elon intend to reduce transportation costs? Easy. His not-so-secret game-changer is the Starship. The Starship is a fully reusable, 2-stage, to-orbit, super heavy-lifting launch vehicle that has been under development since 2012. It's being built by SpaceX to function as a reusable launch system, serve as a multi-planetary and intercontinental transport that will aid space tourism and provide a medium for Earth-to-lunar transport, which will ultimately aid Mars colonization. Elon took to Twitter to let us know exactly how he intends to use Starship to transport people. He intends to build 100 Starships annually, so in 10 years he would have 1,000 Starships. He intends to launch each Starship 1,000 times annually at a rate of 3 launches per day. He tweeted, 1,000 Starships could send maybe around 100,000 people per Earth to Mars orbital sync. Now that we have discussed the how, the when, the where and the why, the only thing left to discuss is the feasibility. Before we get into that, remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications to stay up to date on all of our videos. Is Elon's dream achievable? Well, yes. Never say never. And SpaceX has been doing great things lately. Is it achievable with a 2050 target? That's a different story, but there is a very slim chance. Moving to Mars isn't child's play. Neither is setting up a colony of millions of people on said planet. However, Elon seems to have it all planned out. In an interview with Popular Mechanics, he said the Mars colony would have an outdoorsy, fun atmosphere. If you're wondering what Martian politics will be like, there's to be a direct democracy on Mars. To survive on Mars, the colony would need basic utilities, storage facilities, shops, workspaces, conducive living arrangements, a wide range of equipment and food production. So, let's talk about a few. Food production. We need food to survive, and that's a fact. According to Elon, food would be grown on solar-powered hydroponic farms, located either underground or in an enclosed structure. The problem is, it's easier said than done. The Martian soil is not very fertile. The colony would mostly rely on food from Earth, which would be highly expensive, and to be pessimistic, what would happen if a supply ship doesn't come? Living arrangements. Building on Earth is somewhat easy. We all take it for granted here, including the right materials. But it's a different ballgame on Mars. If things go as planned after the pioneer colonists return, all that would be left standing on Mars would be their base. It's easy to get carried away at the prospect of building a colony, but what would we build with? If we keep relying on materials from Earth, it defeats the purpose of self-sustaining, not to mention that would be highly expensive. The people. To build a colony of millions of people, you actually need millions of people. We are all fans of making humanity multiplanetary, but will we be willing to pack up and leave? Elon has promised time and time again that there will be a lot of jobs on Mars, but the big question is, will people be willing to leave a planet they perceive as home to go to a strange land? Life as we know it would drastically change forever. There are many factors standing in the way of the successful colonization of Mars to come 2050. But SpaceX and Elon Musk are not to be trifled with. Some say Elon is overreaching, and others, he is a man on a mission. One that will ultimately be successful. What side are you on? We have come to the end of today's episode. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Bye, potential Martians. See you on the red side.